Here's another video to continue the hunting stories shared from the PTCA of our dogs. For my bachelor party we decided to do something interesting. Living in Atlanta, strip clubs are the norm. So to spice things up I got my non-hunting friends to agree to go hunting with my terriers. We stayed in a cabin for the weekend in the North Ga Mountains. Little did we know a little dog that came directly from Alan Cocker himself named Mayhem would make it a memorable bachelor party to say the least. We casted Mayhem and a female named Candy with my amateur friends in the mountains. We hit several sets but did not make any contact in the area we were in. We bolted a few fox but not contact. So we loaded up and headed down to a nearby creek which was maybe 3 miles away. Soon as we hit the area the dogs started searching hard. Within 3 minutes of releasing the dogs, Mayhem dived off of a 15-foot ledge onto a large rock and thus bouncing into the center of the creek. My friend GR, who hunts with me regularly, jumped into the water as he knew with Mayhem you can end up in trouble real quick when free casting. When GR hit the water his phone fell out of his waders so he grabbed it quickly and threw it to the shore. By this time I made it to Mayhem who was still in the water but sniffing the root set of a tree. While I inspected it I decided it was wisest to move on as it was a bad situation for any dog, let alone a hard dog that's going to stay. So I pulled him out of the creek, walked him down a path and casted him again. With all the commotion from Mayhem's high dive attempt I realized my amateur friends lost track of Candy who I was able to find, which gave Mayhem time to double back on us. The total thing couldn't have taken 40 seconds top. When I went to locate Mayhem and could find him I knew for certain he went back to that root system as he and I knew there was game in that dangerous set. So we turned Candy's collar off and put her in the truck in hopes of tracking Mayhem's bellman and flint. We were able to get a successful red of 2.8 meters, and could hear some commotion so we grabbed the shovels and started digging. Mayhem was perfectly located directly under where 2 trees met, which meant we had to cut through twice the amount of roots. After an hour and a half of digging we realized we were in deep crap. What was a simple dig that turned into us having to excavate the entire root system of not 1 but 2 trees. We would dig and run into a huge root which meant we had to try to dig around the other side of the root. By the end of the dog we learned the 2 main roots to the trees were as big around as medium-size SUV. 2 hours quickly turned into 4 hours and we were still getting 1.5 to 1.0 reading and running into dead ends made of tree roots. Up until now we were using handheld branch clippers, and we realized we did not have the proper tools for the job. So I sent GR to run to Home Depot before it closed for a chainsaw. As it was getting late and it was Sunday, GR being the man he is left and came back within 25 minutes with a chainsaw which he borrowed from the man we brought firewood from the night before along with a new blade on the chainsaw. GR started cutting into the large roots right away. After about 45 minutes of chainsaw work we were back to using our shovels to the best of our abilities. At one point in time I remember one of my amateur friends questioning the technology of the bellman and flint which was reading .1. I kept telling him Mayhem is literally 3 inches away. But the ground was so hard and the area we had to work in was so limited it felt like he was 5 miles away. My friend swore the bandef had to be wrong and Mayhem was lost forever to ground. By the time we broke through to Mayhem he had been in the ground for 7 hours. When we finally got him out and were able to get down to where he was, these found 1 coon dispatched and another well worked over. We were able to humanly dispatch the other coon and were more than happy to have our dog out of the ground. Needless to say those amateur friends think to this day that all the hunts end in a near impossible 7-hour dig. Ask me about my bachelor party and I'll tell you it was a low down dirty time.